All right, folks, here we go. I'm about to do something that I normally don't do too much when we talk about the NFL scouting combine. Normally, I always evaluate small school guys that's under the radar that most likely will not get invited to the National Scouting Combine because that's the big party that everyone wants to see. The top-notch college players eligible for that year. Yes, and we had the workouts that started last night on that Thursday night. And we started with the wide receivers, the tight ends, and the quarterbacks. Normally, I do not touch this platform. I stay with small school guys. But they had a small school guy that I've been evaluating for the last 2 years. Talking about a quarterback, Bailey Zappe. Now, I tell you, yes, there were some good quarterbacks. You have your Wilkes, you have your Pinkett's. Yeah, you definitely have Strong. You have some good quarterbacks that were there. But last night, they really didn't talk about this young man, Bailey Zappe. Now, Bailey Zappe, he is, I have said for the longest time, he is a legit NFL quarterback. From watching his tape, studying his numbers, watching his game, this young man has what it takes to play on the highest level of football. Last Thursday night, they really didn't talk about him as much because he's not from one of those Power 5 schools. But let me tell you something. Just because he did not come from a Power 5 school does not mean that he will not be a quality quarterback in the NFL. His last year, his senior year, where he transferred from Houston Baptist, to Western Kentucky. Now, this young man, I'll tell you, it's phenomenal. There's certain things that you just cannot teach, and this young man has something that you cannot teach. He has confidence. He has poise. He has a strong arm. And he's a complete leader. Let me tell you something. Yes, this is amazing. This young man pretty much have done something that I have not seen in a very long time, especially with stats. This young man was literally 33 yards short for throwing 6,000 yards in one season. 6,000 yards in one season. And then to top it off, over 60 touchdowns in one season. Now, okay, yes, he's playing a lower Division I school. It's okay. But what can a talent like him do against a Power 5 team? He went up against Michigan State early in the season. Yes, the team had lost, but he still threw for 488 yards, 3 touchdowns with no interceptions. This young man has carried this team, leaving his old school to go to a school where he know that he'll get more notoriety, and it worked. He went there and put on a show in his senior year. But in his combine, although he did not get talked about as much, but this is what he did. Just look at him. Calm, collected, ran a good 40, decent 40, a 4.8, then a 4.7. Definitely did better on his second run. But just look at him when he stepped up. Confident. Not worried about a thing. The zip that he has on the ball, he displayed that in the combine workout. His touch, he has it right there on the dime. And then we look at his deep ball. Perfect. One of the things on this pass here, we want to make sure that it's deep, showing his strength, and throwing the outside part of the shoulder. He did that. He is doing his job out there in the field. Threw another good pass, but unfortunately, the young man had dropped it. That's not on him. He did his job. Zip Bailey, I'm telling you guys, keep this in your archives. Now, I'm not going to go and say that and try to compare Bailey to any NFL quarterback. One of the things that vets my spirit and my heart is when I see analysts and media people, even players that played this game, go on and compare a college player to a professional NFL football player. You cannot do that. That's premature, immature, no disrespect. It's like you show no disrespect to the game, and you're not showing not showing respect to the player that's actually executing on the highest level of football. So I'm not gonna go there with Zippy, but I'll tell you, give this man that opportunity. When he step on that field, we may see it during the preseason. I know he's gonna go with the NFL team, but when he get his opportunity to show that he can play in this league, I'm telling you folks, watch out for this draft, this 2022 draft. Whether he gets selected, which I believe that he will. But when he step on that NFL field, folks, this young man is going to light it up. Don't let your starting quarterback go down, and this young man is your backup. Because I'm quite for sure, chances are, depending on who the starting quarterback is, if it's one of those starting quarterbacks that you kind of shaky on, and that young man get an opportunity, it's going to be his team. I'm just telling you, he has what it takes. He has the tools, had the tools to be a leader. I think he's going to do very well at the next level. Bailey Zappe, fantastic workout, young man. Looking forward to covering your career and all the exploits that you will bring to the National Football League. See, I just had to get that out. I'm sorry, I don't know. I just had to get that out. I had to speak. I had to step up. Someone had to talk about this young man. You know, look, I may be the only person in the country outside of his family, but don't worry. His family, his close friends know, and myself know that this young man is going to do it on the big stage when this time comes.